a risk to national security. That's how Justice Department lawyers are describing a federal judge's decision to allow a special master to review evidence seized from Donald Trump's home last month. This week, the DOJ filed a motion to appeal Judge Aileen Cannon's ruling, arguing that even a temporary halt to the criminal investigation into Trump's mishandling of classified materials could cause, quote, irreparable harm to our national security and intelligence interests. This comes as a series of inflammatory headlines sends Trump world into a deeper tailspin, including new reporting from the Washington Post that materials detailing a foreign nation's nuclear capabilities were recovered at Mar-a-Lago during the FBI's search. Whether that country was a geopolitical ally or adversary remains unknown. Joining me now is Democratic Congressman David Cicilline of Rhode Island. He's a member of the House Judiciary Committee and the author of House on Fire: Fighting for Democracy in the Age of Political Arson. Congressman, thank you for joining us this evening. You also serve on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, which is responsible for national security developments affecting foreign policy, among many other things. I mean, just how gravely should we be assessing this reporting that Donald Trump had documents detailing another country's nuclear capabilities in his beachfront golf club, of all places?
Yeah, I mean, this revelation is very, very alarming. We know now, of course, that the former president had more than 300 documents that were classified or highly classified at his resort or home in Mar-a-Lago. 100 of those seized during the execution of the search warrant most recently. And now we're learning that some of the information that was contained in those classified documents is some of the most sensitive and most secret of the national security secrets. In fact, some of those classifications are so great that only the president and a certain very limited number of people can view them. And I think we saw today from Secretary Clinton, documents like that used to arrive to her in a sealed briefcase attached to someone's arm so that it was secure. And so these are very, very highly sensitive. The potential consequences for our national security are very great if they were ever revealed and they were, not secured properly, taken away from the White House improperly, and not turned over when they were demanded to be turned over. So this is deadly serious.
Congressman, I want to apologize. I'm having problems hearing you, but apparently you're able to hear me. So I'm going to keep on going because I obviously value your time and the opportunity to have you here. I'm going to pivot a bit now, Congressman. The Department of Justice moved to appeal Judge Cannon's ruling on the necessity of a special master in this case. However, both the DOJ lawyers and Trump's attorneys proposed possible candidates to serve as special master yesterday. I'd like to get your thoughts on what I think are stall tactics, frankly, by Donald Trump, claiming a need for a special master, and the nominees that have been put forth for the job.
Yeah, look, I think all the legal scholars who've looked at this said that a special master is not necessary. There's no basis really for it. And it's clearly an effort by Donald Trump to muck things up and delay this ongoing and very serious criminal investigation. The Department of Justice filed a pleading today that said, look, if you're going to appoint a special master, at the very least, do not apply that to the 100 documents that we have already identified as highly classified, and allow the government to continue to look at those documents, continue its ongoing criminal investigation and its risk assessment by the national intelligence agencies. Hopefully the judge will allow that. But look, this is an effort by the former president to do what he always does, to distract and delay, to avoid accountability. The Department of Justice is not going to allow that to happen, and I think we have confidence the Department of Justice is going to press hard so they can continue its work to demonstrate no one is above the law. And if someone steals classified documents from the White House, doesn't secure them properly, and refuses to return them, they must be held accountable, especially when it endangers the national security of the United States. Nobody gets to do that, especially a former president of the United States.
Congressman, Donald Trump doesn't operate in a vacuum. He has enablers. You served as one of the impeachment managers for Trump's second impeachment trial, where 43 Republican senators voted in support of his acquittal. Fast forward 18 months later, GOP senators again expressing support for him in this Mar-a-Lago search issue, with some like Marco Rubio going so far as to say that it's, quote, just a storage issue. Your latest book, House on Fire: Fighting for Democracy in the Age of Political Arson, sounds the alarm on your Republican colleagues ability to continue to make excuses for somebody like Donald Trump. In your opinion, is there a tipping point for Republicans that's ever going to be enough to change their blind loyalty to him?
We certainly haven't seen any evidence of that. One of the reasons I wrote the book was really to say to the American people and to make the case that democracy is on the ballot in the midterm elections. We have one political party that is fighting hard to protect democracy, to protect the rule of law, to make sure that no one is above the law in this country. And we have another party that is the Republican Party that is actively working to undermine democracy, is making excuses for the president, still promoting the big lie, minimizing this very serious taking of classified documents out of the White House, and frankly endangering the national security of the United States and the men and women who serve in our intelligence community and the law enforcement agencies that are conducting this investigation. They're making claims like we should defund the FBI and kind of mocking the serious work of the Department of Justice. This is very dangerous. Whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, or independent, we all should protect the rule of law, the truth, the fact that no one is above the law, and hold everyone accountable who is engaged in misconduct, even the former president of the United States.